Hey guys, it's Sunday. We're out at the shop. We're not working on the Duramax though. We're playing around with a couple new toys that I got here earlier this morning. So I did get the fender flares and all that back on. All I have to do is put the trim cladding back on after I give those doors a buff. But she's back together. That's it and that's that. Just an oil bath and undercoating and all that, and it's done. So I want to show you my my new toy. You got one of these. This is a Alnco spot welder for doing putting panels on for bodywork. I don't know what year it's from. I haven't found it yet. I'm gonna guess the 70s or early 80s. Belonged to a buddy of mine, and it was given to him from a body man who's retired. This was his own personal unit, and basically it's got a little rheostat dial on it down here. You can see I have it plugged in. It's got power to it. This is just the timer for how long you want it to weld, and it says for 20 gauge set it to the 20. So I had it set up there, and I did a couple practice welds with it real quick, and it seemed to work real good. That's the front side, and there's my penetration. I probably could have set it up for a little bit longer, but yeah, for putting stuff like rocker panels on or things like that, or flange welds to hold a panel up, that'll be great. I've been wanting one for a long time, and I just finally got it. I mean, you can always plug weld where you drill a hole out in your steel and fill it with the MIG welder. You know, you'd have a hole in the outside panel, and then your inner panel would be solid, and you just fill that hole with weld, and that would hold the two together. But there's no grinding required with this kind, and I like that. So here's basically the gist of it. You have two handles here. You hold one in each hand and position the spot welds where you want them. And they have a little electrode tip on them, and that little button is on the one electrode. You just hold that, and the timer will shut the welder off as soon as it's kicked out. So you don't have to pull that and then let off that button. You just pull it and hold it, and the welder will shut itself off when the weld's complete. So that's pretty cool. That's one of my scores. I'm going to go unplug that bad boy right now. I wished it was an on-off for it, but I just got it plugged up in here where the air compressor goes. Just unplug that. So that's done. And my other score of the morning. Oh yeah. Bear with me. Sorry about the shaky cam. But I've been wanting one of these for a while, and this is an oldie, but I'm sure we're okay. Some of you guys probably already know what it's going to be when I open the lid, but we got a Porta Power in here, and it's kind of greasy, grimy, but it's got a lot of the attachments with it. The handle for the power unit, it's got a duck bill, and it's got a pushing ram here. And here's the power unit. A couple attachments here. You got that thing, and you got that end, and these go on the end of the pushing rods, depending on what you're doing. This one's been used in a greasy environment its whole life, but you can tell the foam where the stuff sat is deteriorating because it's been so greasy. But you have some extensions in here for your pushing ram, and these all go on to this main guy right here. And there's another little adapter right there. So you got a couple different things here. I assume that it works. I don't know that it works, but it was a freebie, so well, you can always hook it up and test it out. Hook it up to one of the rams, so maybe we'll do that and test it. So hang on. All right, we got a one of the cylinder rams hooked up to the Porta Power here. We'll give it a try, see how it works. I just tried the duck bill, and one of the internal seals is leaking on it. So they'll have to be pulled apart and have a new packing put on it, or whatever the deal is with that, or just buy another one of those. But probably just as easy to rebuild it. It's just hydraulics. So we got this guy right here, and we got the valve closed on the pump, and we're pumping it up. That seems to work okay. Release it, and it goes back and does what it's supposed to do. So that's pretty cool. And then of course we have these adapters that depending on how far you're pushing, those can go inserted end to end there, and a lot of different things you can do with these. There's a double-sided one here too, which you can put this one in, and then depending on what you're pushing on, one of these ends can go over the end of it like that. So if you're pushing on a frame or something, it's got that little V in it so it doesn't slip. So those are pretty nice. And you can buy these extension rods wherever you want. And then you can use this one by itself, and you can do an internal push with this one to spread something apart, as long as it's greater than that distance right there, because that's as close as these go together. So if you've got something that's 6 inches apart and you need to start pushing it farther apart, you can just insert this in there. So that's a pretty neat little setup. I like that one little one that HPR has. It looks like a hockey puck. That one looks pretty cool too. And of course there's a couple more things in here. There's a foot too. So you could, if you had a surface that you didn't want to tear up, that's got a rubber on it. And then this would go in like yay. And then you could have your ram here. Okay, easier said than done. There might be, that hole might be boogered up a little bit, but you get the idea. So you could have this sort of setup right here. And this is the only thing that actually moves. That's stationary, so that's just for little type stuff. But that one will press outwards, and that would be against your other surface for a push. I guess you could have more than one in there too, as far as the extension bars. So you could have something that's, you know, kind of like that big for pushing something apart, and that's pretty nice stuff. So yeah, I got the Porta Power kit. I'm stoked about that. The spot welder, I don't know how soon I'll get to actually use it, but I played with it. And this infrared lamp, you guys have seen me. I've had it for a long time, and it's been on loan from me, and the guy I borrowed it from finally said, you know what, I don't use it, why don't you take that too. So we had a little swaparoo. I swapped an old truck for those three things that needs a bunch of work. So I also got a couple other little trinkets, but yeah, much appreciated, buddy. I like that kind. So that's kind of what I got going on today. So what else do I have? I have some of the interior trim work from my my windows on my house sitting here in the bed of the truck, and I'm stripping paint off of them, and there must be 10 layers of paint on them. I started sanding them, but this isn't something I wanted to start on, but I've had all the windows in my house replaced, and while the interior trim's off, I'm trying to get it all stripped down so that when it gets put back on, it doesn't look like hell with brand new windows in the house, because we went with new construction windows and not your typical vinyl replacement style window that goes inside your existing opening. We went back to original. We plan on being in the house for another 40 years, so we bought the nicest window that we could get our hands on for the money that we had, and just went new construction. So hoping we'll be happy with that. They're real nice Anderson 400 series windows, so you know, guys that are in construction may not consider that top of the line, but I consider it a pretty nice window. We had original Pellas from the 70s with the double pane glass, and they're just done for. There's no, the new windows all have argon gas in them, and the old ones had nothing in them. They were just a double pane window. So we got that done. So I'm working on that and trying to get some other stuff done here on Sunday before going back to getting some stuff done on Monday. It's 65, probably close to 70 today, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm going to be probably in my office tomorrow working. And then things just aren't greening up around here. It's been down in the 20s at night and only in the 40s in the daytime. But I mean, usually this grass here at the shop, which is mostly weeds, is the first thing to turn green, and it is just brown. It is still dormant. And I got a goose over there laying a nest. They love this lake. My neighbor's got a lake right there. So I got to fight the geese all spring. Sorry about the wind noise too. So I had time to get the plow off the dump truck that only got used once this winter. That was my backup for if I had any problems with the Super Duty here, but we're looking good. So, alright guys, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, one last thing, why not? Haven't made a video in a couple days. You guys saw me, I had this anchor and the vise over there trying to straighten out the shank of the anchor right here, and it's still got a little weeble wobble in the bottom, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out. And I etched and epoxied that thing and then put 2 coats of polyurethane Valspar paint on it, which came out of that rusty can I showed in one of the last videos, but seems to be doing okay. I think I'm going to go set it out in the sun so it can finish curing. It's still it's soft. That paint seems to take quite a while to dry, and it's only 58 degrees here in the shop, so that's never a good thing. So I got that ready for my buddy for his new boat. This anchor came with the boat, but instead of buying a new one, we just opted to straighten it up. And maybe we'll have a video for you on how to change impellers in the outdrive units on his boat. We got to change the water pump impellers and the outdrives on Mercruiser Alpha 1 drives. So the place where that boat's at, it's real dark. And we're going to be working with drop lights and stuff. It's still in storage, but once the boat goes in the water, we don't want to have to pull it back out. It's a 30-foot boat, and they get 150 to sling a boat out at our marina and put it on a work stand. So instead of doing that, we're just going to do it before it goes in the water and make sure that's all nice, and maybe I'll have a video for you. So keep your eyes open and your ears peeled, and we'll be back at you soon. Don't forget about the mumble tonight. See